Yeah. Our last topic of the day. In a 1917 win, the Giants narrowly pulled one out against the Cincinnati Bengals, but it was a tough scene watching Daniel Jones leave with a hamstring injury. He tried to come back. He got all of one play back in before he limped off the field for good, being replaced by backup Colt McCoy. There is no timetable for his return. He's he has not been ruled out, but it's not looking good for Sunday against the Seahawks. And these hamstring issues are tricky. A lot of times, guys will come back and tweak it again. A lot of times, there'll be setbacks. Just general discomfort. And you don't play around with a hamstring. But the Giants are in the thick of a playoff race, being first in the NFC East at. Oh, you gonna make me say it? I don't want to say it. First in the NFC East at 4-7. I have been the staunchest of Daniel Jones defenders, not because I think he's going to be some elite quarterback, but because I think all the hate is just so irrational. So let me read you some numbers here. 13 games, he's got a 62% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 6.6 yards per attempt, 24 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He's got 39 completions of more than 20 yards and a QBR of 87.7. Now, those are not numbers that are going to make you a Pro Bowl, but those are solid year two numbers for a quarterback on a horrendous team.
Mm.
I don't understand how on earth this team is 4-7 and in first place. Don't ask because I don't know. But Daniel Jones is not the problem, and I hope that we can finally put to bed, at least for now, the whole Daniel Jones is terrible and irredeemable and you can't win with him and this, that, and the other. When you put some players around him, just like anybody else needs help, when you put some players around him that can catch a football or, block a guy in front of you or, I don't know, get a stop on defense, you can win football games with Daniel Jones, and he's going to get better as he gets older and more experienced. So, team, let me tell you about Daniel Jones. Let me tell you.
I mean, hey, he's no Gardner Minshew. Obviously, we're talking about second-year quarterbacks. No, he's no Gardner Minshew, but the dude can ball. And I will say this: beginning of the year, I was very much against the idea of Daniel Jones being the Jets or the Giants quarterback moving past this year. And as I've seen him develop, and he has developed, he's developed into, I think, a passable quarterback, a passable starting quarterback. And by passable, I mean he's literally the second coming of Eli Manning. It's it's
Yeah.
he's Eli Manning except he can run, and that might elevate him to be a little bit better than Eli Manning. But then that poses the question: is that the guy you really want to be your franchise guy? That's something Giants and Giants fans are going to have to work out over the next 5 to 6 years. So we'll see about that. Now, getting to this game, the Giants are playing the Seattle Seahawks. And again, you said that hamstring injury might hamper Daniel Jones, and you don't want to play around with that, especially as a quarterback. Big part of throwing the ball is moving those hips and moving those thighs. So you don't want to be able to do that, especially a guy like Daniel Jones who moves around a lot, who has to behind that terrible offensive line. He's got to find a way. Or they've got to find a way to protect him. And I think the best way right now to protect him and probably give your team an equal chance of winning this game as you would with him in is benching him and playing someone like Colt McCoy. Again, Colt McCoy, we know he's not the best starting quarterback, but one thing that you do know is the dude has a ton of football knowledge. He's played on a lot of teams. He's won some games recently. He has won some games early too. He has, he's a passable backup quarterback. And actually, fuck it, the Giants aren't winning this game. So the Giants are not winning this game with Colt McCoy. It's not happening. They should bench Daniel Jones because you don't want to risk a game that they're probably going to lose even if they had Daniel Jones. You don't want to risk Daniel Jones getting more injured in a game that's basically a waste. You're still going to be in the division even if you lose. I believe they have a tiebreaker right now over the Washington football team, so they have that working for them. If I'm the Giants, if I'm the G-man, if I'm Giants fans, I'm praying to God Daniel Jones does not see that field, does not suit up on Sunday, because the Seattle Seahawks will eat him up. It's not going to be a
Alive,
fun
eat
day.
him alive. I want to name some quarterbacks with a lower QBR this season than
I
Daniel
love how this
Jones.
has just turned into you just the biggest Daniel
I'm just
Jones defender. You're the
we get
biggest
we
Daniel
get a
Jones
Daniel
apologist I've ever met.
we get a Daniel Jones segment. I'm gonna give my Daniel Jones love because he
Go
always gets
for it.
piled on the hate, But now that the Giants season is gonna be over, once they lose all the games Colt McCoy starts, let me just tell you some guys who Daniel Jones is better than this season, according to QBR, which
I
I
cannot
know
wait to hear this list.
is a very tailored stat, but there are some very interesting names below him. He's 18th in the league, right? So he's just about average. So there's going to be a few names down here. I'm going to start with the worst quarterback in football, Sam Darnold, with a QBR of 36 and a half. We all liked Drew Lock out in Denver. Well, Daniel Jones better than him, 41.1. You want to talk about division rivals in Philadelphia? Carson Wentz, 49.6. Your boy, Mr. Mustache himself, Gardner Minshew, 54.6. Out
That
in Los
that
Angeles.
that that is all you need to know about the QBR stat. It's a false stat made to make players who aren't better, who aren't good, look better. This is fake news, Johnny. This is fucking
Fake
fake
news.
news, Johnny. Fake news.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Jared Goff out for those Rams, 57.3. If he had been healthy, probably rookie of the year, Joe Burrow, 57.7. Everyone loves Matthew Stafford, right? Because he's such a good quarterback with a good arm, 61.3. Your boy, Lamar Jackson, 61.8. Out in Indy for a team that's competing for first place, Philip Rivers, 62.5. And the guy just below Daniel Jones, the guy just below him for the 11-0 Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, 65.7. So just to recap, Daniel Jones has a higher QBR this season than Ben Roethlisberger, Philip Rivers, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Gardner Minshew, Cam Newton, Carson Wentz, Drew Lock, and Sam Darnold. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it.
And how many of those quarterbacks is he actually better than, or would you take over him?
A couple of them. I take him over Darnold. I would. It's a toss up between him and Locke if you're talking next 5 years.
I love how the confidence just is starting to shatter. I can hear it in your voice.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. For more content, please hit that notification bell, comment, subscribe, and everything like that. And just remember, keep it real.